Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Yoga with Debbie. My name is Debbie, and this is my beautiful assistant, Cameron. Today is day 4 of our beginner yoga series. It is a 7-day challenge. You can see the description for day 0 if you'd like to loop back to that. There will be a link in the video to the previous days as well. So we are going to be using a couple of props today. If you don't have any props at home, that's perfectly fine. We've got some yoga blocks, some yoga jellies, which can be used for your hands or your knees. But if you don't have those, we can just show some adaptations using the yoga mat, which hopefully you have. If you don't have a yoga mat, you can always use a blanket, books, pillows. Just use whatever materials you have available to you at your house. Without further ado, we will get started. So we are going to begin today in child's pose at the back of the mat. And you can choose to have your knees together and fold completely over your knees with your bum on your heels and your hands down by your side so your back completely rounds. Or you can choose to spread your knees out as wide as the yoga mat if that feels comfortable for you with your big toes touching, or as wide as is comfortable for your body. Sit your bum back down on your heels, stretch your hands out, lower your head down to the mat, and we'll begin with taking 3 deep breaths to bring ourselves into our practice today. Taking a full deep belly breath, breathing all the way down into that belly, filling it full of air, inhaling. And then exhale out the nose, let it go. Big full belly breath in and out. And one more breath on your own. And then on your next exhale, you're going to slowly make your way back up onto all fours. So bringing your hands back, putting your knees underneath your hips. And we'll just do a couple of cat-cows here. Inhale, arch, looking up. Exhale, round. Inhale, drop the belly, shine the heart, your head up. Exhale, round, broadening through the shoulders. Exhale, arching that back, looking up towards the ceiling. And then round, tucking that chin into the chest. And on your next exhale, come back to a neutral spine. Now we are going to walk our hands out close to the edge of the mat. And as we're doing so, to the front of the mat, and as we are doing so, we are going to drop our chest towards the mat and our forehead down onto the mat if that feels comfortable for you. If not, you can use a block. You can use your fists underneath your head. This is called puppy pose. And you can have the block at any height you want or book. And drop your forehead down on there. And just feeling that nice stretch through your upper back, your shoulders, taking a couple of deep breaths, making sure you're filling that belly full of air, breathing in and out. One more big belly breath in and out. And then slowly make your way back up onto all fours. You can put the block out of the way. And from your tabletop position, you're going to curl your toes under. You're going to hover your knees off the mat for 2 seconds. So lift the knees up and hover. 1, 2, and then push the hips up towards the ceiling, coming into our very first downward facing dog. You can widen your stance as wide as the yoga mat and make it a really wide downward facing dog. Make sure you're looking back towards your feet, relaxing the neck. This is a nice full stretch through the back, releasing the lower back and through our hamstrings. You can walk the dog, bending one knee and then the other. And then a big thing I want you to remember with your downward facing dog is more about your hand position. So you want to spread your fingers really wide and you want to push so that your knuckles are turning white and you're taking that strain off of your wrists. And we'll take a moment of stillness in our downward facing dog. If a narrower stance is more comfortable to you, you can do the narrow stance, whatever works for you. Sticking to the yoga mat is perfectly fine. We are going to inhale, look forward to the top of the mat, and then you're going to bring whichever leg feels comfortable to you around to the front of the mat onto the outside of your hand. However you will need to get it there, you can drag it, you can carry it, swing it ahead, and we are coming into our low lunge. So this is where your yoga blocks can also come in handy, or your books if you don't have yoga blocks, and this will lift you up a little bit higher. Once Cameron grabs her block. And what you'll notice here is that Cameron's knees are at two 90-degree angles. So if you want to push your hips back just a little bit so that you're back, there we go. That's a nice 90-degree angle. So her hip, if she just moves that block that's blocking her foot out of the way for a second, her knee is directly over her ankle. It is not protruding forward because we don't want to hurt ourselves. So you can put the block back down. Thank you. And that is our low lunge. You can have the blocks higher, whichever works for you. You just figure it out. It's your body. Listen to it. We're just looking for a nice stretch in our hip flexors. You don't have to keep your back toes curled under like that. You can uncurl them and flatten the foot. Again, whatever is comfortable for you. So with our left hand planted, we're going to take our right arm and stretch it up towards the ceiling, looking up towards that if that's comfortable for us. Just a nice big side body stretch. And on the exhale, you can take that back down onto the mat. And then you're going to prop yourself up, uncurl the back toes. Sorry, curl your back toes under, sorry, my mistake. And then lift your back knee up off the mat and step that back foot forward to meet the front. And you can position yourself however you're comfortable. Here we go. Standing up tall. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Nice flat back, looking down. Excellent. And then folding. And then you can lower yourself back down onto your hands and knees. Take a quick pause in child's breath. 2 breaths here. And after you've taken your second breath, you can make your way back up onto all fours, making sure that your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders. Going to curl those toes under. We're going to hover our knees for 2 seconds. 1, 2, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Nice, downward facing dog. We're going to repeat the low lunge on the other side. So you're going to take the other leg and swing it, carry it, prop it up there, using those blocks at whatever height is comfortable for you, making sure that you have 2 nice 90-degree angles. Again, toes can be curled under or flat, your choice. Once you've found your nice foundation in your low lunge, you can keep your left hand down on the block and then reach your right arm up to the ceiling, looking up. Nice side body stretch. Sorry, my other left. I don't know my left and my right. It's been a long time. And then you can exhale and come back down. And then you're going to curl your back toes under, lifting that back knee up, looking towards the front of the mat, stepping ahead, and roll all the way up to standing. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, lower. Yeah, inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, fold. And we'll do a little bit of hanging forward fold here. You don't have to grasp opposite hands, opposite knees. You can do it however you like. Just drop that head down between your arms and release your low back. And now you're going to plant your hands on the mat. Step one foot back, then the other, coming into plank very briefly, and then lower yourself carefully down, dropping knees, hips, belly, chest. And try not to eat the yoga block. There we go. And so we are going to do what is called baby cobra. So Cameron already has her hands planted beside her ribs, her shoulders, underneath her shoulders, and forehead will touch the mat. And we will inhale. And as we inhale, we will push the pelvis into and our hips into the yoga mat, and then exhale. Yep. And then look up. And then inhale, drop the forehead. Take a breath in. And then exhale, push the pelvis in. And look up. And exhale, drop back down. Inhale, push the pelvis in and lift. And if you'd like to hover your hands off for a second here, you can, just to make sure you're not actually pushing into your hands. And then exhale. Coming back down. And then you can push yourself, then you can bend one knee and pull your heel in towards your bum. Reach with that same hand on the same side, grasp that foot, and you can either keep your forehead down, you can prop yourself up a little bit, and we're just a nice quad stretch here. Another breath in and out, and then swap sides. Bringing the other knee up. And if you're not as flexible as that, you can absolutely lift yourself up higher so you can reach back further. If it hurts, don't do it. Definitely adapt this pose so that you're not stretching too far. And on your next exhale, you can drop that leg back down. And now you're going to push your way back into a child's pose, either a wide-legged child's pose. And again, if the wide-legged child's pose is not comfortable for you, feel free to just have your knees closer together. And then your arms can either be extended out in front of you or down by your side, so your back rounds more naturally. If you're not comfortable having your forehead on the mat, feel free to use a block. Again, adapt these poses so that it works for you. It's your body, you need to listen to it. It's just a gentle release on the back. And we are going to come up into a seated position now. So you can either do Sukhasana easy seat, or if you're old enough to remember crisscross applesauce, you can do that. And then we're going to reach our hands up above our heads. Big breath in, touch palms, bring hands down through center, dropping your chin to your chest, thanking your body for taking you through this practice today. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. And that wraps up day 4. Hope you liked it. Please leave us a comment below if you have any questions. We'll happily answer them. If you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.